see that we're all in this together. When this show and we stand here, make our dreams come true. So what do you guys think? Could I make the musical?
Yes!
All right, I'm in.
Yay.
Hey guys, it's Kayla from Schola. Today I'm in Brooklyn, New York at Urban Assembly School of Music and Art. You ready to go check it out? Let's go. So I'm joined today by Principal Varall. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you for being here.
Of course. So to get us started, can you tell me more about the mission?
So UAMA was founded as an unscreened, non-audition school of the arts. So traditional high school with all the normal course offerings, but really focused on the arts. And we believe that the arts is really the gateway to unlocking students' criticality, their creativity, then to really get them engaged in the learning process so that they approach everything with that artistic mind, where they are looking at things in terms of creation, in terms of adaptability, in terms of how do we really get inside the process of something so we understand what the component pieces are to make it. And that transfers to any career path that they want to do. The arts is the root of all that we do, and everything kind of flows through those lanes.
I love what you said there about, you're arts focused, and that's really the core of what you're doing. But really it comes down to that creativity process. So no matter what they're doing in the arts or what they're doing in the classroom, it's really about having that critical and creative mind.
And when you start to unpack what it means to be an artist in any of these domain areas, so what we looked at today, we got to see students in the process of making and doing patterning in fashion design. We had to see students in the process of doing another design element in a painting class where they were going to be painting on actual fabric to be able to be wearable art. You got to see students in the process of rehearsal, putting together the High School Musical. It kind of stole the show there when you jumped in. And then also to see the band in the process of rehearsing for a showcase that we're about to do coming up soon. And so these are all process-oriented things. The same thing is true when you go into a science lab. You start to figure out, well, how do I use this observation to create the data to create a hypothesis? Same thing is true in the writing process. How do I interpret these texts or give context to historical events so that you understand cause and effect? If you really understand the process of something and what the component parts are to make something, to build something, to create something out of nothing, then you can take that to any avenue academically. You can take it to any avenue as a career pathway.
Yeah, that's a really great way of thinking of it and looking at it for your students. So clearly you guys have a lot of unique programs going on here, but what would you highlight as 3 things that really stand out?
I mean, the first thing that always comes to mind when anyone asks me about things that I'm proud of or that are unique or that are special about the school is the students, right? These are students who didn't navigate through the normal audition gateways that exist in certain screen schools around the city. They came to us without some of the refinement and polish that a lot of times comes from private tutoring. And that doesn't mean that they don't come in brilliant. They come in brilliant and talented and hungry for experiences that are going to tap into their interests. And so, I mean, you've seen it just walking around the school for a couple minutes. They are bursting with talent, with potential, with possibility. And a lot of times the adults think it's their job, like, oh, I'm going to motivate them or I'm going to unlock them. No, you're going to give them the opportunity and create the environment and then get out of the way. Mm-hmm. And they're going to lead you to really what's special about them and what's special about the potential that they have. And the adults really have to be mindful of that. So the first thing is always students, right? That's the most unique thing, the most special thing about the school. And for whatever reason, when you put music and art in your name, something really funky and unique walks in the door in terms of students. I think the second thing is really the adult staff that we have. The second thing that makes the school unique is the family and community that the adults have really established here. There is such a close-knit sense of systems of support. When you're teaching, you're dealing with a million different variables, and you're also processing a lot of secondary trauma that comes into the door, right? Our students are not walking in bubble wrap. They're having whole lived experiences before they walk in the door. And we have an adult staff here that really takes time to get to know, to build relationships, to figure out who are you and what do you need, not just academically, but socially, emotionally, and of course, creatively. Mm-hmm. And all those pieces really come together. And again, the arts being the third thing that makes the school unique is understanding that the arts is a pathway to unlocking your potential. It's also a pathway to increasing engagement and getting you excited to come to school every day. But just as importantly, it's a pathway for you to start to be able to process the lived experiences that you have that's happening outside the building and inside the building. So if you're going through something really difficult, getting up and dancing might be the thing you need to escape from that.
Yeah.
Or writing lyrics about your pain might be the thing you need to process it. And so the arts as a healing tool is really something that we take very seriously here. And it's something that gives our students a voice. It gives our staff an opportunity to participate in being present for what our students really need. And the arts are really leading us in a new direction. The most exciting thing about listening to the students around the arts is they didn't ask for traditional things. They asked for things that are really relevant to their lives now. So a lot of things that connect with social media, a lot of things that connect with immediate things that they interact with on their phone, right? This is the portal through which they experience a lot of the world. And so to meet that need, we have to understand that we have to be on social media too. We can't be a school that bans TikTok. We have to be on TikTok. We can't be a school that says, put your phone away, and say like, what's happening there that's so interesting to you? And maybe some of the schoolwork should move there too. So students thinking about projects should be designing videos that are helping other students that are struggling with the work. And then if you're stuck on a problem in math class, you can go look up student explanations, because that is all warehoused within our social media accounts. So really balancing out the arts and 21st century direction that the arts are really going, and leaning into those spaces is what we're doing now.
Yeah, I mean, just encompassing all three of those, I really think a word that speaks to this school really well is you're student focused. That is 100% what you're doing here, and letting them be the drivers of their education. And like when we spoke to your students, they're expressing themselves creatively, and they're just so happy to have that outlet. So I'm joined today by Saki. She is a 10th grader. So I know that you're in the musical theater program. You're doing some dance and choreography. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, yeah, I choreographed the whole High School Musical play, and it has actually been really fun, especially since I'm teaching my own classmates and my schoolmates around the school. And I don't know, I just really like doing choreography myself. I always liked to dance since I was a younger kid. And yeah.
That's super awesome. I know I joined in for a little bit of that, and I mean, you are definitely way more talented in that department than I was, but you're such a great teacher to help me learn those moves, so that was super appreciated. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you love about school here at Urban Assembly?
What I like about school here is I actually like the community of the school. Like, it's really easy to talk to people inside the school building. If you go around, you'll see like dance programs, there's art, there's fashion. We do clay in the morning of like my first period, we do clay. And it's like we do a lot of activities in the school instead of just learning, and it's not just boring 24/7.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you guys have so many projects here and different programs. You can really just, discover who you are, maybe what you want to study in the future. So it's so awesome that you're able to, pursue dance here, pursue music, and then do those art classes as well. So then how would you describe the teaching and learning style that occurs here?
So teaching is like being an artist. And if you tell all teachers, this is the way you paint or this is the way you play music, you're forcing them into trying to be a version of what you expect. And so the teaching and learning style here really is about figuring out what is everyone's strengths going to be. There are some patterns that we utilize. We definitely use different tiers of instruction where there are students who can work independently, great. There's students who need small group, then they'll be located there. Students who need one-to-one attention, get that. But it's really about how do we assess students to get meaningful data so that we can figure out the style of learning that's going to best fit you. How do we assess our teachers so that we're building capacity and supporting them? Yes, holding them accountable because children's education on the line, but really building capacity, really supporting teachers so that that's what they do with students. And so the teaching style here really is as little traditional front of the room teaching as possible, right? Get off stage, stop trying to dominate the airtime. Generally speaking, if you're talking more than 5 minutes, nobody's listening, right? Attention spans have shrunk shorter and shorter. And so you've got to create experiences that are engaging for students in the classroom. You've got to create portals of entry. So it has to be culturally relevant. It has to be accessible. It has to be in multiple modalities. It has to be video content, married to text content, married to visual content, auditory, because every learner has different needs. And if we're presenting one thing, that one size fits all instruction, we're going to fail. We're going to fail our students and they're not going to be able to be successful. So the afternoon arts block of the Creators Academy really helps set us up for the fall when we're going to roll out sort of phase 2 of this reinvigorating, reimagining of the arts at the school, where we're going to have actual arts majors. And so the plan is we're currently building a brand new dance studio. We're building a brand new digital art studio and a brand new digital music production facility. So all of these spaces will be there, and students will have the ability to pick a major and go ahead and take that track for all 4 years here, in addition to the Creators Academy. And so you can be a dance major who's really interested in musical theater and be able to do both things and not have to pick between those two. And we find that a lot, right? Students who are interested in theater and photography are interested in fashion and art. And so this way you'll be able to pursue something that's potentially a college and career pathway at the same time as doing something that's really fun and exciting and something that you really want to stay the full day of school to go and show up and be with your friends and make the kind of art you want to make.
Yeah, I'm sure that is going to be such an incredible experience for your students. So I'm joined now by Issamendela. He's a 10th grader here. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you love about school here?
School here, what I love about it is that it's a place where I can really express myself compared to other places, because I was actually in Barbados before I came here.
Oh, wow.
I only actually came here a few months ago.
Amazing.
Maybe even only a month ago. And there, you were very restricted in terms of expression. It only recently loosened up in terms of your hair. But being able to actually be myself and express myself freely is amazing. So I really enjoy that. I actually really love the teachers here. I find that they're all very kind. I love the school building. It's very clean, and I enjoy that about it. And the energy of the place is awesome. The people here are just very kind.
That's incredible. And I saw you in band. What do you play? You were so good.
Oh, thank you. I play the djembe drums, and I also play the piano, and I recently started to play the vibraphone.
Well, this sounds like the school's just a perfect fit. Like you said, really have the chance to express yourself, especially musically.
Thank you.
So clearly right now we're in the band room. Can you tell me a little bit more about your campus facilities and your community that you're serving?
So as one of New York City's small schools, we're co-located with two other schools at the Water's Edge campus here in downtown Brooklyn. So just out that window behind the camera is the Manhattan Bridge. And being in this location means that a lot of our students are coming from all over downtown Manhattan and all over Brooklyn and even some of the other boroughs too, in terms of Bronx and Queens. And so it's sort of a destination point, right? You come to the school to be in the downtown community and environment, to be connected to us here, right? Be able to go to Fulton and be able to be in this environment that's maybe not the neighborhood that you grew up in. And so a lot of the community that we focus on here is how do we work with our community school partnership with Center for Supportive Schools that does amazing work with peer mentorship and culture and really build an internal community to say, wherever you're coming from, whatever neighborhood, whatever destination, whatever train you took to get here, this is a different space. This place is unique. It's home for you. We've got to literally get the broom out and sweep kids out the hallway at the end of the day because they want to stay and be part of the after-school programming and be around the adults that they built these relationships with. And so our sense of community is, yes, it's in the building, yes, it's in downtown Brooklyn, but really it's within these walls. And really it's about creating something that feels different from every other place they're in. It's not like outside. It's not like your neighborhood. It's not like your house. It's a place where you go to create and to imagine who you want to be in the future. And then we try to give you all the tools possible to do that. And then we do that through the arts, we do that through early college exposures. Students can take up to a full year of college here and really walk out this door at the end of 4 years with advantages over some other students that maybe didn't take opportunities that were presented to them. And we sort of create that loving support that even if you're not really ready for college, teachers help you do the work anyway. And then they get you to the place where by the time you graduate from here and you walk into, whether it's a lecture hall or a seminar room, that you sit down and you look around the table and you know you belong there and you know you're just as capable as anybody else.
Yeah, well, it's clearly is a really incredible destination to be.
Thank you.
So finally, for any parents who might be interested in enrolling their students here, where should they head to learn more information?
So our school website has a recruitment page on it, and that's uamusicandart.org, all written out, the words music and art. And of course, we've got social media accounts on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and that's UA Creators Academy. And they can find all the amazing work that the students are doing and be able to experience some of the shows. And yeah, we show the school off, but really, if you're looking at the school, what you should be looking at is what kind of students go here and the amazing work that they do and what they create.
Perfect. You can also head to schola.com to learn more. Thank you again so much for having us today.
Thank you very much. Great having you here.
Well, that's all for today at UAMA. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys at the next school.